when she was just this girl no one took notice of. People forget that she was even there. Wasn't this her dream, now surrounded by all these people? But somehow it does not feel real. Somehow it does not feel like it would be really Jane's life. Even though she's excited by it, thrilled by it, there's some sort of fear that she would lose it all. Because so much depends on her, that she is successful, that she can come up with new books, with new ideas. So much depends on the public and her fans thinking good about her, thinking what they wanna think about her. People, Jane immediately realized, always separate the good from the bad. They don't see humans, especially not people whom they admire, in full light. They either see their goods and only the positives, and those who do not like one, and those who are envious, hateful, vengeful, whatever, they only see the negative. And she more and more realized that people who admire you and who want to bath in the sun next to you, that they mostly only see the good in you. And that with this good comes your personal secret. Personal secret no one around you really shares, and which more and more is kept from them. Because Jane realized the more people around her, like Nancy and all these people, strangers she did not know at first, only continuously, her friends grew, her friends' circle grew. That these people, because they only believed in Jane's good, only saw Jane's good, and only saw a positive side, that they had special expectations on Jane. Special expectations that Jane should function in a certain way. Jane should act in a certain way. Jane should behave in a certain way, so that their view, their belief in Jane is not shattered, so that they can continue to believe in her and see only Jane's good, and do not see the whole person, do not see the struggle inside her, do not see some contradiction in Jane. And Jane tried to please her, like fans. She more and more realized people around you, especially even those you work for, even those who work for you, who should actually know better, that they are like admirers, that they want to deeply believe in you, but as well as they associate themselves with you, that they even want to be like you. And of course, people would only emulate someone, would only want to be like someone, if this someone is, in a way, a shining star. If this person is in such a light which makes him special, so special that they themselves can partake in this specialness, can get a whiff of this specialness, and even bathe in the sunshine of this specialness. Jane immediately realized that when she comes home, after she met all these fans, after she heard about all these admirers, how much her books changed her life, that she had to play along. She had to play along this charade, this game of being an author, of being this woman. She is in public, that these things are demanded from her. And in the beginning, she thought it is only for admirers, it is only her fans, it is only when she introduces her books to the public, these people who don't know that they actually only buy a product. But more and more Jane realized that even in her friends circle, even the people she's surrounded with, that they believe only in the good, and that they want to see only one side of Jane, and that Jane is forced to act on behalf of their imagination, so that the role play, this acting, never stops. And this is the reason why this all never really feels real. Why Jane feels that she's acting all along, that she's not herself all along, that she wants to be this woman, wants to please this woman, wants to please everyone, and that this puts her under a lot of strains to fulfill the imaginations, the belief of her admirers. She wants to be this very witty, smart author who writes all these great books, who has this great fantasy. And Jane really kept all the refuse professionals right about her, because fans, fans, some of them are admirers, some of them are just vengeful, hateful, but other writers, other professionals who write about her, who acknowledge her, some of them called her having a great fantasy, some of them told and wrote in book reviews that Jane's books, that they are inspiring, that they have this special essence, this special something you don't find in recent publications, that she is a great support, that her books are a great contribution to literature. This is the stuff Jane wanna read about. This is the stuff she likes to read about, these reviews. But despite the fact that all her fame and all the acclaimed reviews, it somehow does not feel real. It somehow is not about herself. Somehow, when Jane juxtaposes her previous life, this girl who grew up in this village, in this no man's world, beyond this horizon, and then her life now, where she lives, somehow things happen too fast. Somehow Jane didn't really realize how she came here, as if her life would have turned upside down at once, and that she plunged into a new life without any prior preparation. And now everyone expects her to function, and she feels all the eyes of these people are lying on her. Eyes which now are pleasing, even encouraging. But what would happen if they are disappointed? What would happen if they see Jane entirely? If they not only see her good, but as well as her bad? If they see who she really is? What would happen? All the guests congratulate Jane. Her new book is exciting. Everyone tells her that. How many of them actually have read the book? Maybe they do, maybe they do not. Some of them hold her book in her hands. Jane thinks about what this means, she will probably have to read some pages of this book. This book, which is written in words, in meanings, in letters, which again make her feel different, as if this book was not really hers, as if these thoughts were not really hers, as if it was too distant, and as if she would be just another reader to her own stuff, like all these others. And what should she think about it? She does not really enjoy the book. She actually personally thinks that the book was not that good at all. Not like those previous books. She was probably not worth the good stuff, she thought to herself. It is not as thrilling as her previous books. But yet, however, Jane plays along. This is what people expect of her, that she is full in on it, that she likes her books, all of them, that she does not make a difference. And of course, as an author, you make the difference as an author. Some books you have written, you enjoyed writing them. Others were hard to write, where you struggled to find the words, where you struggled to bring it all together, bring together the words, bring together your thoughts, put them together, make the story work. Some books, they are struggling. It's a hassle, and you are glad when after the end you successfully have finished it, and you don't want to deal with this book ever again. It is over, it is gone, and now you are free to pursue a new project. So there are differences between books. Jane knows that, but she does not tell it to everyone, that she actually does not like all her books the same. So what does it matter if people think what they are? It is like with Nancy. Nancy needs this. Nancy needs to play this game. Play this game that she would be vital for Jane, that she is there for Jane, that she would be pleasing for Jane, and that these surprise parties, that they would be what Jane would like. That these surprise parties would please Jane. Let her believe it. Let these people believe what they want. In the end, what does it bother? Jane thinks about how she came here. The little girl she was in school, this no-name girl who brought it so far. So what does it matter if she just makes people comfortable? She grew into the role. She started out as a normal actor, and now she became a professional, because this is what acting is after all as well. To convey a character in a very convincing way, so that people can partake in the spectacle, so that people can feel good about themselves, that they are befriended with this woman, that they are part of the life of this woman. So what harm is there done after all? Jane tells herself.